Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Thank you for your participation.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Dun, dun, dun. Party foul by us starting this a day late. But welcome to the Tiddy and Shiner Show, Season 2, Episode 7. My name's Big Tiddy, and this is driving me absolutely nuts because NASCAR is on right now, and I can't watch it because we're doing a fucking podcast.
And all I'm saying is that rabbit vibrator looks an awful lot like a cocktail napkin sketch that I left in a bar in Moundsville, Alabama, way back in the day. My name is Shiner.
That was the most mutated opening. I was not expecting that. And you know, you'd expect lyrics on a napkin. You know, I left a song back in Alabama. God damn it. No, vibrator design.
I left a blueprint for somebody to make a lot of money.
And somebody did, too.
Apparently.
Somebody did. Thank you.
Today's Valentine's Day, so you know there's rabbits getting used all over the place tonight.
Yeah, for all the single ladies, yeah. Everybody who's put a ring on it, they're just going to bed.
That's way to go.
Yeah. That's pretty much how that shit goes now. But happy Valentine's Day to you, homie. We are actually
thank you, my friend.
We're recording this on Valentine's Day. It's about 7:45 p.m. Central Time, and literally as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm going to drop it right in, so we can still stay with the Thursday release. But
boom.
But yeah, man, I've had a very busy week. You actually just got out of the hospital.
Yeah, I literally just got home from the ER.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is what we do for you guys. You know, we chop it up and say we're going to do another podcast, and we do. Added a week, or added a day to the week. And now we're so injured from doing it. Now I got to be like icing my knees and all that shit just because of the podcast.
Rubbing down an icy hot before we start recording.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get some of that biofreeze and put it on my thigh.
Oh, yeah, be careful, homie. That stuff will set you on fire.
For those of you who want to get in touch with us, and a few of you have actually, you can reach us email tiddyandShinerShow@gmail.com. We are Tiddy, Tiddy, _ and, spell out the word and, _ Shiner on Instagram. We are at T&S Show on Twitter. What the hell else do we got? We're on
Facebook.
YouTube. Yeah, Facebook. We're on YouTube. The Tiddy and Shiner Show on Facebook and Tiddy and Shiner Show on YouTube. And
you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify.
As always, we are sponsored by Hot Pockets. Not really, but we want to be. We would love to have Hot Pockets. Everybody write Hot Pockets and tell them you need them to sponsor the Tiddy and Shiner Show.
We might be the only podcast in existence that is after them as a sponsor. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah.
And we do have a legitimate sponsor you were going to mention, I think.
Yeah, Spunk Lube. Thank you, Spunk Lube. They're back again this week. I don't think they're going anywhere. We almost got to give away a bottle of Spunk Lube and a T-shirt, but that didn't work out because the viewer that sent in the picture, which was a very nice-looking picture, by the way, did not include a package or a box of Hot Pockets in the picture.
Disqualified from the contest.
Won't.
Oh, before I forget, Donnie, hey, I need you to touch base with Johnny Simo. Let him know that we're recording.
Cool.
That's all I was instructed to do. So,
and by the way, nice mullet. I'm glad you didn't cut it off.
The mullet lives another week.
It does. He's threatening. Well, actually, it's not him that's threatening it. I'm surprised he kept this through Valentine's Day because he's not getting any ass when he gets home. She hates the mullet. Hates it with a passion. So he's not getting his sick duct tonight for sure.
Well, I diplomatically pointed out to her when she walked into this scenario, she had a problem with me and you for kind of pushing him in the direction of the mullet and encouraging this. Because Donnie's kind of like a 5-year-old. If you encourage him, he's going to do it. But I so diplomatically pointed out, while we were guilty of that, he's a grown man. he sat down in that chair and asked that woman to cut his hair in a mullet. Like, there's nothing we can do about him actually doing it.
Well, I think his wife misses the long hair.
I think she does too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he could rock a fucking ponytail. He could even rock a man bun. And he's not a millennial by no means, but he could, like when he's working on those planes and stuff. If you ever went to the airport and saw him going, man, if his hair was getting in his face or in his way, man, he'd take like a pencil or whatever and just like slam that shit up in a man bun and fix what he was fixing. I ain't kidding you, Shiner. The dude was legit with long hair.
I'm kind of sad I missed that little show. God bless.
And he could, actually, one of the coolest looks he had was when he's French braided. And I ain't kidding, man.
You talk about a manly appearance.
Yeah, he was French braided, and then he'd take the braids on either side and just like loop them through each other like it's in a knot, and then knot them to each other in the back. It was a pretty cool freaking look. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, God damn it, Donnie! I'm not going to give you too much shit tonight because he just looked at me through the window and he picked up a cold can of PBR and opened it up. So he did take my advice. So you scored a little bit of points with me there, buddy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He wants some ass tonight, I think.
I noticed when he came in, he had a smell to like he'd been bathing in cologne or something. I mean, it was cheap, but I mean, he's pulling out the A game.
Did you go to the strip club before you came in?
He didn't have any glitter on him, so I'm not thinking he did.
Well, no, he didn't smell like vanilla either. You always smell like vanilla and glitter, man.
We should throw some glitter on him before we leave one night.
Oh, God.
Let him explain that when he gets home.
We don't have to put glitter on him. We can just throw some in the front seat of his car, and that shit will be there for weeks. Because with glitter, it never goes away, right?
Let you explain yourself out of that hole, bud.
Yep. And we do have sponsorship opportunities here at the base station, the mothership, Outcast Media Group. We'll take on a few more sponsors for the Tiddy and Shiner Show. So if you are interested, email us, tiddyandshinershow@gmail.com. We'd love to discuss things with you. Sometimes we can do money sponsorship. Sometimes we can do a barter.
We like free shit.
Yeah, if you're a chef, we like free food. So
we love free food, and we may be able to feature you on our sister project, 420 Eats.
Yep, and from what I understand, coming down the pike, we should start putting an episode in the can in the next week and a half or so.
Yeah, filming has been greenlighted on our first stop, so that's coming at you in the very near future.
Well, when I think of good food, I think of kind of where we are. I mean, there's good food all over the United States, right? You feel me?
I'd agree with that, yeah.
But in the South, we have comfort food. We have
we do it well.
We have chicken fried steak, gravy, mashed potatoes. I mean, collard greens, grits, shrimp and grits. My God, if you don't go to Georgia and order some shrimp and grits, you're missing out. We got fried chicken, fried fish, shrimp po' boys. I mean, that's all South. Up north, you think like a lobster roll, maybe some clam chowder.
Oh, they do those sandwiches up there too with soft shell crabs.
Yeah, up in Maryland.
Yeah, man, those look delicious. I've never had one, but I sure would love one.
But my favorite soup in the world is lobster bisque.
When it's done well, you find people in town that try it and they just don't do it very well. It doesn't really. I bet you go up in the Northeast, man, and you get your hands on a bowl of that and change your life.
And then, out west, you've got pizza. Pizza and the different types of pizza, especially the up-to-date stuff, with the basil and
you know what they do? Like they do really classy out west is like that gastro pub food.
Yeah,
like they spin it and they put a spin on it, and it's a whole different level out there.
And sushi,
dude. Guy Fieri has I can't remember which one it is. One of his restaurants does Americanized sushi. And they've got rolls that have stuff like pulled pork in them. Oh, God, I'd like to take an evening and figure that out.
And then tacos.
Ooh, street tacos in particular.
Yeah. Street tacos out west. Amazing stuff. So what am I getting to? Where's my point? Well, Oklahoma is one of those states that falls in the middle of a controversy. I'm not saying it's a huge controversy by no means, but it is a controversy. Is Oklahoma in the south, or is it in the north, or is it just outside of everything? Well,
here's where if it's not the South, this is the argument people make. They say that we're in the Midwest.
Okay.
So and I can see how people would say that. This little quote unquote controversy came about because our good friends over at the #NoOffense show, they got involved in a discussion about this. And one of those guys, he's fully convinced that we are not part of the South, but I want to say he made the comment on their latest episode that we're in the Midwest, and they started kind of arguing about it. So he posted a picture of a map that I'm guessing he drew around what he considers to be the South. It did not include Oklahoma. So I started Googling it. I found a lot of maps that have been divided by geographical areas, and every map I found, almost without fail, I can't say 100%, but a good 98% had it divided where Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, going east that way, that's all the South. The Midwest, they said, starts at Missouri, Kansas, and works its way north, Nebraska, the Dakotas. That's all the Midwest.
Well, now here's the deal.
Go ahead.
I got to interject on this. Back when the North was the North and the South was the South, why was the North North and why was the South South? What reason was it?
Well, I thought I told you earlier. I thought that had to do with the Mason-Dixon.
Well, it was slavery.
Okay, that's what divided it. That's the school of thought that divided it.
Slavery is the divisive thing. Well, back in 1820, there was a thing called the Missouri Compromise. It was an effort by Congress to basically diffuse the sectional and political rivalries triggered by the request of Missouri late in 1819 for admission as a state in which slavery would be permitted.
Okay.
At the time, the states contained 22 states evenly divided between slave and free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So things reached kind of a boiling point in Congress after Missouri's 1819 request for admission to the Union as a slave state, which threatened to upset the delicate balance between the South, right? To keep the peace, Congress orchestrated a two-part compromise in granting Missouri's request, but it also admitted Maine as a free state. It also passed an amendment that drew an imaginary line across the former Louisiana Territory, okay? That basically was a boundary between free and slave regions that remained the law of the land until it was negated, it's like the 1850s or something like that, by the Kansas-Nebraska Act. I mean, that's a whole nother ballgame too. But the cool part about this Missouri Compromise and the line that was drawn, basically, if you take the state of Arkansas, okay, the border between Arkansas and Missouri, that line, you take that straight across to the east and straight across toward the west. Now, that border actually goes into Oklahoma. There's parts of Oklahoma that are north of it. Most of Oklahoma is south of it until it reaches the panhandle of Oklahoma, in which the southern border of that panhandle separating Oklahoma and Texas would be that line. Okay?
Gotcha.
So cut across Oklahoma. So anything below that, you was in slave territory. You was in South. Anything above that, you're basically a free state. Now, the funny part is when I lived in Claremore, Oklahoma, that line ran directly through my parents' backyard. Like you walk out the back door. We lived in the South, by the way. You walk out the back door and you walk about 10 feet to the north. And once you get past that, which we still own property past that, once you get past that, you can't have slaves up there.
But at that time, at a time, south of that line was slave territory and considered the South.
Right. If my family lived on that property back in the day, they could have had slaves. Now, the fact of the matter is, we know this to be as true as the good word in the Bible, is the vast majority of people who lived in the South did not have slaves, didn't want slaves. It was basically your rich who had slaves.
Yeah.
which is 3%,